Welcome back to the show. Did you know there's such thing as a job board rut? Well, I'm here with the expert Bill Humbert, the recruiter guy. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Maddie. How are you today?
I'm wonderful and always excited to learn more about what the job board rut is and how candidates might be stuck in it, but how companies might be stuck in it.
Yeah, companies, they can get stuck in it very easily because it's the easy way to find candidates, they think. And so Bill Warren, back in 1992, so 32 years ago, he founded the online career center that was later purchased by Monster. And most of you folks have heard about Monster. And I had the opportunity to leverage this because MCI was one of the initial companies. Now, my mission was to facilitate the transition of the new commercial billing systems IT organization from Pentagon City, Virginia to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where I later found out, had about 18 IT professionals who would meet the MCI culture, and that's very difficult. So that meant that I had to recruit a minimum of 120 candidates from all over the United States to Cedar Rapids.
And how many did you have to recruit over a certain period of time? Because I know there was an intense timeline to it.
You're right, Maddie. I had from January 1st, 1993 to December 31st, 1993, and I was a sole recruiter to recruit and have people in seats in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And I needed a minimum of 120 people on board by December 31st, 1993. So, that was really tough to do that. And I went to OCC and I looked at it. But unfortunately, at that point, very few candidates had ever heard of it. And so I had to find other ways to find the right people to bring them to Cedar Rapids and relocate them to Cedar Rapids.
Now, if it was not for the job board, what other tools did you use?
Well, I had this wonderful marketing person. Her name is Lori Gentle, and she was very creative and developed marketing tools for us to use. And then, as I was working with her and with the managers, so I worked directly with the managers. I didn't work with human resources. They were great in terms of supporting our efforts, filling the positions, telling me which recs I had open, and making sure the offer letters went out like that. Because if they didn't, then somebody else was going to snap up those candidates. And so I worked directly with the managers to find and recruit the right candidates.
And why do you feel like companies today are in a job board rut?
Well, I know that they're not going to want to hear this, but most companies do not have professional salespeople who are doing their recruiting. They have people who are very nice people and they're in HR, and HR professionals typically are hired to do the HR important work: benefits, compensation, employee development, employee relations, etc. And they are not competent, most of them, in a sales position. And during their interviews, they're not even interviewed for a sales position. So the only thing they know is to post positions on the job boards and then hope the right person is looking at the job board and they're posting.
Now, if a company is facing a recruiting challenge, that's where you come in as the expert to help them kind of get the traction going to find that perfect candidate. How can they get in contact with you?
It's very easy to get in contact with me. Um, Here is the uh, QR code for looking at the job board or at my website that demonstrates that recruiting mirrors the sales process perfectly. And once they go through that, if they're interested in having a conversation with me, just go to the red banner on my homepage and it says Speak with Bill. Click on that, and at some time that's convenient for them, they can pick a date and a time that works for them that is on my calendar, and I'll talk to them. As a matter of fact, this morning I received a calendar notification from somebody who did that exact thing.
Which I think it's so wonderful because you can really help the starting process to find the perfect candidates and to help candidates find that perfect position. Now, as we're making our way through the end of the year, it is the time to start looking for a new job.
It is, and it's a time for managers to really beat the bushes and go after the people who aren't on the job boards, the really good people, and have them come on board. You can interview them, extend them an offer, and give them a start date in the brand new budget year after January 1st.
Bill, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and always helping business and candidates succeed in the best way possible.
Thank you, Maddie. It's fun for me to be here.
Make sure that you go to therecruiterguy.com. That way you can have the opportunity to chat with Bill himself and get all this wonderful information on how you can improve getting out of the job board rut. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.